Hey, welcome back. Another great week here in Newfoundland. Weather is outstanding and quite amazing. So this week's plan is to get the dog fence built, because you will notice that the wireless electronic dog fence was a total bust. So now what we have is a brand new fence, and we're also working, and by we I mean me, on the fairy garden. So there's some surprises ahead. So please stay with me and see how things turn out. So I took all the flags out. Griffin didn't like it. And I just scored all of these, which I will have to use a dolly to move. But the plan is to build an arch here and then put the pathway through for the fairy garden. I think it'll be lovely. So I bought these 24 pavers, thought I could move them myself. Got to the lady's house, I moved 6. I had to call AJ and Rohit to come help me. They're too heavy. So the boys to the rescue again. But don't. We will put everything this way. And come out here. So let's get started. And while Griff and Quilla are supervising me, I have some other help here because, as you know, I don't like heights. We've been getting some painting done, and husband and wife painters are here. Say hi.
Hello everyone.
So let's have a look. You can look around. You know what else they did? They took all my twinkly lights down. You guys know how I love my twinkly lights. And they painted and they put everything back up. Isn't that bloody amazing? Let's have a look around. Oh, the wind's come up too. So it doesn't look like such a derelict house anymore, does it?
Not at all.
No. Looks like...
Glad to help.
Awesome. Well, I'm really glad you guys came over today and give us a hand, because there was no way this girl was getting up on that ladder. No. It's just too far.
Any day.
Well, I can't lift those blocks up over my head, but I can put them on the dolly, and I can get them moved around so that I can get them placed inside of the footpath for the fairy garden. Let's give that a go. Wave in the wind, drifting along again. Well, with the electric wireless fence being a total dud, I have worked out that I really need to get something in place for the dogs, particularly in the winter. And I'll be completely honest with you, in the winter when it was brutal and cold and horrible, the last thing I want to do is put them on those stupid little leash things and let them run around. So this way I've got some local guys who are coming to create a little fence for me while I'm building out the fairy garden. And it surprisingly, I thought it would be really hard to dig those holes because, you know, we're on the rock. And they dug them out in a few hours and got the posts in. So pretty amazing. And with the fence posts in, even though, you know, you start, now they're just starting to concrete, but you get a feel for how large or how small it's going to be for the dogs. And it doesn't negate their daily walk, but it just lets them be, you know, I can put them outside and they can run around a little bit and play without having to constantly be on a leash or on a chain, which I really dislike. So yeah, it's pretty good. And now the fence with two gates, one from the house, one going back out into the yard is there. It's not finished, it needs to be stained, the posts need to be cut, but it is completely functional. And we have the beginnings of the fairy garden, and it's a lovely little walkway. It's going to take me a little longer than I thought, but I've got my dirt, I've got a pot. I will start to put some of the fairies around, but first I need to dig out the gardens and get some planting in. This year the plan is to just get the fairy bits up, get the lighting in, which I've done, the walkways in, and I will, in the autumn, there's a number of plants around that I will transplant to make it a little more full. There's just so much grass to cut, so the more I can cut down and build little gardens, it'll make things so much easier. But it's coming along. I've got lots of plants and things that are finally starting to grow, and it's starting to take shape. I know a lot of people do stop and comment on how much work has been done, and with the fence, it's starting to feel a little more like home, and I have completely cleaned out that back area. That was just full of junk, and now it's mowable. You can get a lawnmower in there. And I'll end the video here with the twinkly lights in the fairy garden. Thanks, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully I'll have some more done in the fairy garden.